Hello and welcome. I hope all of you are doing awesome and welcome to the next episode of Ask Raghav. Today I am going to take up a question asked by Mustafa and he says, "This is Mustafa. I am one of your subscribers. I need help to stimulate my project to explain to the interviewer. If you can help me or you know someone senior can help me with that, thank you. Willing to pay for the sessions." So Mustafa, first thing, everything is free. You do not have to pay anything. And now coming to your question, that is, you need to explain your project to the interviewers. Now I will tell you 5 basic points or a workflow how you explain your project in an interview. Now if you have created the project yourself or you have been deeply involved in the project creation along with the team, then most of the times you will already know everything about the project, how it was created, what are the components, what is the structure, what are the libraries used, how to run it, what are the different options to run, what all things the project can do. So these are the very basic things that you should be knowing about the project, and if you have created it or you have been involved deeply in the creation, you know all these things. But then you have to take care of 5 basic things whenever you explain your project to the interviewer, and that is, number 1 is you should know what are the requirements or the need for setting up that project. Why exactly you had a need to create this project? It can be an automation framework or any other project. What was a need? What is the problem it is going to solve? So you should be very clear on that what exactly you want to do and what is the problem you are aiming to solve with this project or a framework. Now the second thing is you have to explain or you should have an answer to why did you select this particular project or tool or framework for solving this problem. So you should know, you should have an idea that what are the things, what are the discussions you did, what are the points you considered before finalizing that, okay, I'm going to use this particular project or I'm going to use this particular tool or framework for my project. Now I have already created a video on how to select the best automation tool or framework. I will provide a link in the description below this video so you can watch that, and that can be very helpful for you. Also, there is one more video I created in the past that was how to check the technology stack of an application. So a lot of times before we finalize the tools or the framework or the automation project, we check what is the technology stack of the application that we are going to test. It gives me an idea in case the application is built on, suppose there is a web application built with Angular or JavaScript, then we know that we should be using some framework or tools that can handle Angular and JavaScript events. Again, I will mention a link in the description below this video so you can watch that again. Now the third point is you should know the basic structure of your project or the framework. So how did you create, what was the basic structure, what are the components you used, all this you should have a good idea about all these things. And then fourth point is you should know the files, folders and libraries that you have used. So what is the structure and the libraries that you have used in the project or the platform or the framework. And the fifth point is you should be able to explain the basic workflow. So when you start this project, when you start the execution, what is the basic workflow, what are the components that gets called, and then how the information or the data flows. In addition to this, if you can also explain what are the options to run, what are the different ways you can run or the different options you have. Can you do parallel execution? Can you not do? If you can do data driven, when you are running from command line, what all arguments or options you can give. If you know, if you have a knowledge about this will be very awesome. So if you have answers to these 5 basic things and you know about these 5 basic things, you can very well explain your project or your framework in any interview. Now there is one more important thing that you should know, that is automation gating criteria. Talking specifically about automation projects. So when we start our automation project, we do some analysis that which includes whether this application is good candidate for automation, can the functional test cases be converted into automation test cases, and there is a complete analysis we do which is called as automation gating criteria. So it is like a gate, and if our analysis passes through this gate, automation gating criteria, and we have most of these things passed, then we say that this is a good option or a candidate or a application for automation. Now I will explain about automation getting criteria in the next episode of Ask Raghav, but I will end this episode here. If you have any question for the next episode, you can let me know. You can write in the comment section below this video and I will feature it in the next episode of Ask Raghav. I hope this was very useful. Stay happy and never stop learning.